Hello, I'm Jason McCraw. I'm the CEDIA Expo and Commercial Integrator Expo show director. Happy to have you join us today as we speak with Cassandra Cothran from Freeman, our general services contractor for the show. We have a lot of information for you today to get the most out of exhibiting at this year's show in Denver coming up in September. We've partnered with Freeman for a number of years now, and they provide all the services for moving the freight in and out, and labor, and rental exhibits, carpet, furniture, many services. They handle the move in and move out, scheduling, target move in, etc. And we'll cover a lot of that today. I wanted to point out that Emerald worked with Freeman over this past year to help you save some money. So I'm pleased to report that year over year we've been able to freeze any rate increases from last year to this year for Freeman services. In addition to that, we've been able to reduce the cost of material handling rates and rigging rates this year by 12% versus last year. So we've definitely heard that costs are going up across the board, and we're trying to do our part to help you have a more successful show and keep the show costs within your budget. So when you look in the service kit and you look at the rates, you'll see that we've tried to hold the line on those for you for this year. But our job here at Emerald is to ensure the success of all of our exhibitors and our attendees, and hope to have a smooth running show. And we know you put a lot of time and effort and investment into having a successful show, and we are making sure that we're partnering with you to deliver the best show possible. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Cassandra, and she'll walk us through the presentation for today. One thing to point out, if you have any questions as we move along, please use the Q&A tab at the bottom of your screen there, and you can enter questions into the question and answer feature here on the Zoom call, and we'll try to address those as we go along. We'll also have time at the end to address questions as well. So without further ado, over to you, Cassandra. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Jason. We are really excited to be here today to talk to you about CEDIA Expo, CIX, and we are going to go over all that you need to know to get prepared. We'll start out with talking about how you can access your online resources, and then we'll have a show services overview. We'll talk a little bit about shipping and material handling, the show schedule, and some on-site tips. Like Jason just mentioned, we'll wrap up with the Q&A, so be sure to put any questions in that box. All right, so we know whether you are a first-time exhibitor or if you've exhibited many different times, pre-show planning can take a long time. There's many different logistics that you have to think about that go within your booth space, shipping and material handling, and many other things. We recommend that you use this webinar to get started if you haven't already. Freeman has sent out some exhibitor pre-show campaign emails. The first one came out 14 weeks before the show opened, and it's an email that just says, "Hey, let's get started." And it gives you all of the need-to-know information you need to prepare. The second email that comes out is an email that reminds you about our discount deadline. This is just an order soon to save email so that you save the most money. And the last one will come out 1 week before the show opens. That gives you some on-site tips. These emails go out to the contact we have on file, but if you are not the contact we have on file, don't worry, because you can still access Freeman online. From the CEDIA Expo CIX Exhibitor Hub, you can easily find the Freeman services. Go to Featured Links and click Access Online Exhibit Kit to be led to Freeman Online. Once you're there, your show's homepage will look exactly like you see on screen. Here, you'll find the show schedule and contacts. You'll also be able to see what's included in your booth space. There are many different tiles that are curated specifically for your event, like our Shop Products and Services tile, where you will find the products and services Freeman has to offer, but other vendors are located in that tile also. You can also find the show's website, the exhibitor service manual, and the EAC portal too. We are excited to announce we have a new virtual assistant named Sky. Sky can assist you with pretty much any question you may have. If for some reason Sky cannot assist you, you'll automatically be redirected to a live representative who can assist with answering your questions. As you go through Freeman Online, you'll see many informational pages. There is a quick and easy way to save these pages or print them out for later. If you go to the top right-hand corner, you'll click that print button, and there is how you'll save this page or print it out, and you can share it with your colleagues, save it for later, or even share this information with your carriers. All right, now we'll talk about the good stuff. What's included in your booth space? Each 10 by 10 booth will be set with 8-foot high black backdrape and 3-foot high black side dividers. Booths that are 300 square feet or less will receive a one-line identification sign. However, if your booth is larger, you may receive a sign upon request. Please note that the exhibit area is not automatically carpeted, but you are required to provide floor covering for your entire booth space. The aisles will be carpeted in tuxedo, which is a mixture of black and white. Freeman is the official services contractor for all of the products and services you see listed here on the screen. We'll talk a little bit about these and how we can assist you with your booth goals. Before we get there, we do want to mention that Freeman has a discount deadline date of August 1st. This is when you want to have all of your products and services ordered by to save the most amount of money and get the best return on investment. I do also want to note that other vendors may have discount deadlines of their own, so be sure to check in with them too. Freeman and your event have worked together to create a 10 by 10 special booth package. Consider purchasing this package that includes special booth furnishings like a 10 by 10 carpet, a 6 by 30 draped table, 2 black diamond side chairs, and a wastebasket. These packages are helpful so that you don't have to figure out what goes into your booth space. It's already created for you. All right, now we'll talk about flooring. Remember that the flooring is not automatically included in your booth space, but you are required to provide flooring for your booth. Freeman offers many different options like carpet, vinyl, and turf in many different colors to assist you. We also have a large extensive catalog of furnishings. Whether you're looking for lounge furniture options, presentation seating, networking solutions, or more, we can assist you with your booth design. Whether through Freeman Online self-serve shopping or in-depth consultation, we want you to feel at ease when you're ordering from us in any way that you choose. We have exhibit rental solutions that can assist you with setting up a more customized booth space. If you'd like to order these, you can order online with the online exhibit bundles or online exhibit packages. These are already created packages to plug and play. If you'd like something much more customized, we do have sales representatives able to assist you with our modular exhibit collections or our custom exhibits and fabrications. Now we'll talk about labor services and what you can do within your booth space, and then we'll talk about how Freeman can assist you. Whether you've exhibited at many shows or this is your first one, different cities have different labor jurisdictions, which allows us to know what you can and cannot do within your own booth space. Right now, we'll talk about those. In Denver, full-time employees of exhibiting companies may perform installation and dismantling of their own booth properties, provided the booth is 300 square feet or less. You may also install and dismantle your own display if the work can be completed in less than 60 minutes without the use of mechanized tools, and specifically for exhibits over 300 square feet. You may also handle their own materials, which can be carried by one person. Full-time employees of exhibiting companies may also use outside labor required for installation, dismantle, or decorating, and this would be provided by the official service contractor, Freeman, or by any other party signatory to IATSE Local 7. You may also bring or use carts, pallet jacks, or other material handling equipment, but it must not interfere with operations of Freeman. All right, now we'll talk about how Freeman can assist you in your booth space. Whether it's with installation or dismantle, Freeman can help set up your booth space, take it down, or assist you with installing it or dismantling it. We also provide Freeman supervised labor if your team cannot be on site when setup or dismantle is taking place. Remember that display labor rates are per person per hour. The start time can only be guaranteed at the beginning of the working day. So if you order labor for any other part of the day, you'll just want to be sure to head over to our exhibitor service desk to pick up your labor. Remember that if you need to cancel labor, it must be done in writing 24 hours in advance. And Freeman supervised jobs will be completed at our discretion prior to the show opening and before the hall must be cleared. Freeman is also the official contractor for hanging signs and overhead rigging. If your exhibit space design includes a hanging sign, be sure to check the exhibit hall rules and guidelines to verify your structure meets the required specifics. Rates are per crew per hour, and again, the start time can only be guaranteed at the start of the working day. Exhibitors must also sign a structural integrity form. This just lets us know that your sign or overhead rigging item is safe for us to put above head. Remember to include setup instructions with the order form and inside of any crates you may have. We also strongly encourage you to arrange for shipping to the advance warehouse using the hanging sign shipping labels. If you send your items to us ahead of time, we'll be able to put them up ahead of time and not interfere with any other setup. We are also the official contractor for cleaning services. Be sure to keep your booth spotless and pristine with our cleaning services. You can order those on Freeman Online as needed. Now we'll talk about material handling. Sometimes shipping and material handling are used interchangeably, but they are two different services. Material handling is the process for transporting exhibitor booths and related materials to and from your booth space. It includes the unloading, storing, returning at the close of the show, and reloading on your carrier's truck for final move out. We'll have a quick overview now so you can see what that looks like. You have the option to ship to your event with any carrier that you may choose. When you ship to the event, you have the option to ship either to our advanced warehouse, where warehouse receiving begins on July 30th and the deadline is August 27th. You want to be sure to ship before the deadline to not incur any additional fees. Your other option is to ship direct to show site. Show site receiving begins August 29th. Please note that the Freeman warehouse will be closed on September 1st in observance of Labor Day. Once Freeman receives your freight at either the advanced warehouse or at show site, material handling begins. We'll take your freight, we'll move it into your booth space. Once you've unloaded it, Freeman will come back around and we'll pick up those empty containers. We'll hold them for the duration of the event, and once the event's over and aisle carpet is pulled up, Freeman will bring back your empty containers. You'll load them all up and label them with your outbound labels, and then you'll leave them in your booth space. Freeman will come around and pick those packed containers up, and we'll take them to the loading dock. Once we're at the loading dock, we'll load them onto your carrier's truck, and outbound shipping begins. I know that overview may have been a lot, so there is a shipping and material handling information tile on Freeman Online. Here you'll also be able to see another overview. You'll find material handling rates, shipping labels for the warehouse, show site, and those hanging signs. And you'll also find helpful information like the target floor plans, material handling estimator, and outbound information too. Your show is targeted. You have an assigned target date and time, and those are available on Freeman Online. Advanced warehouse shipments will be delivered to your booths by target times, and so we do strongly encourage you to utilize the advanced warehouse and ship your items ahead of time. Target dates and times apply only to carriers checking in at the marshaling yard. And show site deliveries will start being processed when target times begin. However, carriers may check in prior to your target time. For show site shipments, target dates apply to display and exhibit materials, not any products that you may have. For target change request, visit Freeman Online and complete this by August 1st. Your event is also marshaled. If you are shipping to show site, your carrier will need to check in at the marshaling yard. The address that you'll want to give them is 6045 Lippin Street, Denver, Colorado 80221. Carriers delivering to or picking up from the facility must check in at the marshaling yard. Drivers will be assigned a number according to their check-in time, and then they'll be dispatched according to dock space availability. Please remember that certified weight tickets are required when checking into the marshaling yard. And if your driver does not have a certified weight ticket, they can find the nearest truck scale by searching truck scales near 80221 online. For marshaling yard hours and the map, please visit Freeman Online. So we did talk a little bit about empty container storage when we were going over the shipping and material handling overview. We'll talk a little bit more about empty container storage now. During move-in, remember to tag your cartons, fibers, and crates with empty stickers. These are provided by Freeman's. Also, empty cartons and cases have to be removed from your booth space. So once you're done and done installing your booth, we'll come around, we'll pick those up so that you have space in your booth. During move out, empty containers begin being returned at the close of show once aisle carpet is pulled up. This can take many hours, so be sure to plan for this. Remember to keep this process in mind when you're scheduling your outbound travel, and if you need to leave right away, Freeman supervised labor is available to pack up your booth space if needed. We'll talk a little bit about access storage. Access storage is where you can access your products anytime you need to replenish your booth, and they are left on site for the duration of the exhibit hours. You can have an unlimited access to stored items. It's one flat rate based per show. It makes a better experience for you because you don't have to hold everything in your booth space, and you can replenish your items when needed. There's no surprises, and you can place these orders on site at the Freeman service desk once you arrive. Freeman is also excited to mention that we have priority empty return labels. Empty containers are returned within 2 hours after the exhibit hall closes. These are again helpful if you have to leave pretty quickly after the event closes. These ensure that your items will be back within 2 hours. Each label is $160 and there is only a limited quantity available. Be sure to order one label per container you want returned within the 2-hour time frame. And you can request these labels on Freeman Online. Now we'll talk about the outbound paperwork process. Outbound paperwork is needed for all shipments regardless of carrier. Be sure to fill out your outbound shipping details in advance or on site, though we recommend doing it in advance so you don't have to worry about it once you're on site. Any requested paperwork will be passed out during the show, and once your shipments are all packed up, outbound paperwork must be turned in to the exhibitor services desk. Remember to leave all of your freight labeled in your booth, and Freeman will come around and pick it up. Now we'll talk about exhibitor move out. The carrier check-in deadline is Monday, September 8th at 2 p.m. Please notice the freight return schedule that will be at show site, available near the Freeman service desk. And remember your labor services and outbound material handling received for release of freight. So we have to have those material handling agreements or MHAs for your freight to be released to your carrier. So don't forget to complete that outbound paperwork. Additionally, on your outbound paperwork, include any carrier names and phone number, desired level of service, and number of pieces. Remember to sign and print clearly and include any contact phone numbers. And we do want to note that freight will be rerouted by Freeman if your carrier fails to arrive by the check-in deadline. Lastly, Freeman is the official contractor for shipping services. Shipments originating from countries other than the U.S. must be cleared through customs. Remember to review dates for the advance warehouse, show site, target dates, and check-in times when confirming with your shipper. And Freeman Transportation Specialists are available for custom quotes if you're interested in shipping with us. I know I talked about a lot of how Freeman can assist you within your booth space, but there are so many other specialty contractors that can help make your booth goals come to life. If you're interested in audio-visual and computer rental, food and beverage, telephone, or any of those other services, you can find these special contractors on Freeman Online in that Shop Products and Services tile. You'll want to be sure to scroll all the way to the bottom and find non-Freeman services. There, you'll see these vendors and their contact information and how to order from them. For audio-visual, SmartSource is the vendor and their contact information is listed here on screen. For electrical and plumbing, the Colorado Convention Center is the official vendor and their contact information is listed here on screen also. Don't worry if you don't have the time to take down these numbers. This recording will be shared with you and the slides also. Now we'll talk about the show schedule and important show site information. Move-in begins for targeted exhibitors August 29th. Exhibitor move-in will go from Friday, August 29th, 1 a.m. to 5 p.m., and then August 30th through September 3rd from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Show days are Thursday, September 4th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., September 5th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and September 6th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Move out begins on September 6th at 3 p.m. and it'll go into 11:59 p.m. It'll continue on to Sunday, September 7th and Monday, September 8th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Remember that the carrier check-in deadline is 2 p.m. This is when you want to ensure that your carrier is at show site to pick up your freight. be sure to provide this information to your carrier. The exhibit clear deadline is 5 p.m. This is when you want to make sure that all of your items are clear of the show floor. Should you need help while you are on site, we do have a team to assist you. Look for a contact us flyer within your booth space for our contact information. If you are interested in self-serve options, we have those too. You can request service directly from the comfort of your booth with concierge services. You can also set up and view important live event notifications for you and your team with notifications. And you can submit and finalize any outbound paperwork digitally during show move out. As we wrap up, we'll talk about some cost-saving tips. Remember to order prior to deadline dates for the best rates. Remember, Freeman has a discount deadline, but other vendors may too. If you can, coordinate your labor on straight time to save the most amount of money. And include setup instructions with labor orders and inside of crates. Try to consolidate your shipments and avoid late to warehouse charges. And ship your hanging sign to the advanced warehouse in advance so that it can be installed before you get there. We talked about a lot just now. So if you have additional questions while you're planning, feel free to reach out to us. You can contact us by phone or text. If you're an international customer, you can reach us by email. And we also have options for chat and WhatsApp. All right, and I will pass it over to Jason to get us started with Q&A.
Thanks, Cassandra. That was a whole lot of information. I'm glad this is being recorded, and we'll share a link so that you can review it. And this will be available on the Exhibitor Resources Hub on the show website as well, so you can share it with your colleagues, your EAC, etc. I see we have a question from John regarding material handling rates. Are they the same for deliveries to the warehouse versus show site shipments, Cassandra?
Material handling rates are the same for warehouse and show site shipments as long as you don't ship to the warehouse after the deadline. If you ship to the warehouse after the deadline, there are additional fees associated with that.
Yeah, and I think we went with a blended rate here, so it's not an extra charge, for example, if you're having freight delivered on the weekend on site, like Saturday, for example, or depending on when your target is. So that is a blended rate, and it is a price per pound. Hopefully that answered your question, John. Other questions, feel free to chime in online. See if anybody has something in there. We may have zoomed over this, but one question I know we get a lot from some exhibitors, especially first-time exhibitors, is if they can rent an exhibit. Like they may not have their own pop-up display, or maybe they want to have like international exhibitors oftentimes want like a shell scheme or a hard wall exhibit structure. Do they have options to rent those from Freeman? Can they get graphics put on them?
Yes, absolutely. So we do have some already curated plug and play options with our exhibit rentals. And then we do have some more customized spaces that you can work with the sales representative to build the space that you would like. All of these you can add graphics to. We have a full service printing and graphics shop. So whatever graphics you have or banners, we can help you bring those to life also.
Great. One of the other issues that I see happen periodically on site is I would encourage exhibitors to definitely have shipping labels for every one of their cartons, pieces that are, whether they're going to the warehouse or on show site. That's available in the exhibitor manual, but generally there's one label for going to the warehouse and a different label for going to show site. But you absolutely want to have your company name and your booth number, or your sound room number, or your meeting room number, on those labels for every piece. And if you have multiple pieces, you might say, 1 of 9, 2 of 9, 3 of 9. You want to kind of make sure you've got labels and labels on all your crates, because sometimes those labels fall off the package or the crate. And one of the things we always deal with every year inevitably is somebody's looking for a missing box or missing crate, and it was actually delivered to the wrong booth number or the wrong room. So I would encourage all exhibitors to make sure you're labeling all of your shipment pieces correctly, and even add a phone number on there, etc. So that can make sure that your freight gets to the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and just to add to that, Jason, the labels that we offer are free on Freeman Online. You can print out as many as you would like. As Jason said, we encourage you to use multiple just in case they fall off. But they're available for show site, the advanced warehouse, hanging signs, all of those. And so be sure to take advantage of those. Print as many as you need so that you can ensure that your items get to where they should be.
Correct. And I would also say, thinking about your electrical orders, because electrical has to go down first before any padding and carpeting, and, marking up a plan so that, a floor plan where you can show exactly where you want to have electrical drops in your space. Typically, an inline booth, they'll just drop the circuit on the back drape line on the back side of the inline booth. But if you have an island booth, you want to think about where you want your power to be dropped within your space, and that corresponds with where you might have booth exhibit fixtures or products, etc. So you definitely want to do some thinking, some pre-planning about that when you're ordering electrical. So that's another suggestion that popped into my head here. Any additional questions on the online Q&A? One thing I can note, I know this year we've changed registration vendors. We're now working with CVent, and so registration's been open. Every exhibitor should have received invite codes to give to your customers. If you haven't, please reach out to our team and we can get those codes to you so you can get them out there to your customers, and or dealers invite them to the show. We are a little bit delayed in opening up exhibitor registration. That will open up shortly, and that'll be available for exhibitors to enter your personnel. This year, the lead retrieval, thank you, Audrey, for the question. Lead retrieval will be done through the mobile app. So our GRIP mobile app that all attendees will have, you'll use the mobile app, and every employee, every exhibitor employee will have access to the app, can use the mobile app to capture and scan attendee badges. So all the lead retrieval is handled under one fee this year. Every exhibitor should have been billed the lead capture fee. So there's no additional equipment charges. There's no per user license fees. It's one fee. Again, we're trying to streamline things and make it easier for all exhibitors. Any other questions? Any other questions specific to Freeman services at the show? John, again, a lead question here. Can I download all the leads from my team together in one file? Yes, I am pretty positive that can happen. We have some additional instructions that will be distributed shortly with all the lead retrieval information. Any other questions? Last call for this session today, but not last call for any questions. So you can definitely reach out to our team, Chris Menifee or Chelsea Caffiero, Brianna Boyer, May Romano on our team. Everybody can help you. And if you have any questions about registration, our reg team can help you as well. I will also note we did change housing providers, and this is something that happened for all Emerald shows. So unfortunately, the timing was not necessarily the best, but we've quickly shifted over to EvolveCon. EvolveCon is the housing vendor. We're using Hotel Map as the online system. The great thing about that is attendees can book hotel rooms all the way up through the show. We are updating the pricing online. If you go to the show website and click under hotel and travel, you'll see a list of hotels. They are accepting reservations. If you have a large block of rooms, you can contact the EvolveCon rep, can help you with booking your group's rooms. Rooms are going quickly, so if you haven't already done that, but if you've already made reservations previously, those have transferred over to our new provider. And but we are updating the website plan, so some of the rates appear higher than they actually are, but that's in process. So everything should work out very smoothly. And again, we are here to help. So thank you again. Appreciate it. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Cassandra to take us out.
That is it for us. Thank you all so much for joining today. And again, if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us and our team. Bye.
Thanks. We'll see you in Denver.